In this video, we are going to be breaking down potential products for you to buy and resell onto Amazon for your arbitrage business, showing you exactly what you want to look for when sourcing products, and also showing you a couple examples of products you would want to avoid. Welcome back to my channel, or if you are new here, I'm Daniel, and I'm a 27-year-old who has been a full-time Amazon retail and online arbitrage seller for over 4 years now, which has allowed me to do over $1 million in revenue every year while never working a traditional 9-to-5 in my life and still profiting more than 80% of Americans. I also have a 100% free Amazon community that I built with one goal in mind, and that is providing more value than 99% of paid Amazon groups and communities, where I have helped members like Jay get approved to sell Crayola, and Common get his account back after deactivation, and this member get approved to sell grocery, and countless more. So whether you are a new Amazon seller or a veteran Amazon seller, I promise you there is something of value you can take away from my free community and apply to your own business. So if you haven't done so already, go ahead and join the free group, linked both in the description below along with on my page. You'll be glad you did so. Now that all of that is out of the way, make sure you subscribe, like this video, turn on the bell notification so you never miss another one of my videos, and now let's break down some Amazon products. So here we are on Target's website, and you can see that we can buy this item for $9.79, but one thing to note is that Target does not accept tax-exempt purchases. So one way you can get around this is using the Target Red Card, which will give you 5% back, and this is just one way you can kind of offset the tax cost that you will have to pay on Target's website and in store. But over on Amazon, you can see that this same product is selling for $22 here. So when we input our buy cost of $9.29, we're going to be left with a $3.80 profit with each one we sell, or 40% return on our investment. So we're just going to scroll down here to Keepa. So down here on Keepa, you can tell that the sales rank, the seller count, and the buy box price holds pretty steady here. So we're just because we can see that Amazon came in stock here, but Amazon wasn't in stock very long, meaning that this is an item we could buy to resell. And clicking into the data tab, we can see how often Amazon is actually out of stock. And here, once it loaded, you can see Amazon's 90-day out of stock is 99% of the time, and that the sales rank is holding pretty steady. The highest is 78,000-ish, and the current is 43,000. The 30-day average is 56,000. So all of that information is very good for us. And clicking into here, you can see that the buy box is alternating, meaning that other sellers are getting sales. But once Amazon came in stock here, if we actually click into this, you can see that the buy box disappeared. So as soon as Amazon came in stock, you can see that there was still a buy box, but when Amazon went out of stock, ever since then, there has been no buy box on this listing, which happens sometimes on Amazon. But if we were buying this product to resell, this would definitely be something we want to keep an eye on, because when the buy box disappears from a listing, up here you see there's no buy box. A lot of times what actually happens is that when you click into see all buying options, what's end up happening is there's going to be a race to the bottom, meaning that you see this seller already dropped his price to $22, which is 97 cents below the next lowest price, meaning that since there's no buy box, pretty much the lowest price on this listing is selling. So what sellers are doing is dropping their price, penny pinching the listing so that buyers buy their item versus other sellers' item, since there is not a buy box rotating on Amazon at this given time. Nevertheless, a $3.80 profit isn't too bad for a $9.29 item cost. And scrolling down to Keepa again, you can see that the buy box, even if it goes down to $21.99, if we were to sell this at $21.99, you see we would only be profiting $3.79. So the worst case scenario, we're probably going to profit 35% on this product. And the best case scenario, we might be able to get up to 50% return on our investment. So this is an item that we would buy to resell onto Amazon. So here we are back on Target's website, and you can see that we can buy this video game for $19.99, but over on Amazon, the same game is selling for $33.95, which is going to leave us a $3.45 profit with each one we sell if we choose to sell this video game. But we're going to scroll down to Keepa here, and clicking into the 3-month data on Keepa, you can tell that the price and sales rank along with the seller count all fluctuated a little bit, but the buy box price is still holding pretty steady around the $33 mark. But when we scroll up here, if we're selling this for $33.95, you can see that we're only going to profit $3.45 or 17% return on our investment. And in addition to that, you can see that this seller has over 100 in stock. And if we scroll back down here and check the buy box statistics, clicking into data and then buy box stats, we can actually see that this seller is holding holding 40% of the buy box in the last 30 days, and right after him, this seller is holding 38% of the buy box for a combined 78% total of the buy box. So with that information given to us, this is a product that I would probably not buy to resell onto Amazon because the profit margins are already pretty slim, and then with these sellers having a lot of stock, I would call these sellers whales, meaning that I would not want to compete with them on the listing, and for that reason, this is an item I would pass on and not buy to resell onto Amazon for my arbitrage business. So here on VitaCost, we can buy this item that's originally $60.39 for $36.23 by stacking these two coupon codes. And over in the cart here, you can see that we're getting free shipping and that I'm shipping this to my prep center, meaning I will not have to pay tax. So the real cost of this item is $36.23. And clicking over onto Amazon here, we can see that the buy box is $59.98, which is going to leave us a $10.34 profit with each one I sell. And we can also tell that this item has a top 1% BSR and sells over 100 times a month. But when we scroll down to Keepa here, we're going to take an in-depth look at this Keepa graph. So looking at the 3-month average here, you can tell that the buy box went down to around $34 for a couple of weeks before rebounding and going back up. But ever since then, the buy box has been holding pretty steady. Even here, you can see that when the seller came on the listing for $36.99, the buy box was still holding steady over that around $62, all the way up to around $70 here. So that seller would not deter us from selling this item on Amazon. And in addition to that, you can tell that the BSR is holding very steady throughout the whole 3-month process. So when we click into just the last couple of weeks here, you can tell that this buy box has been holding steady. The seller count has not been rising drastically, and the BSR is holding steady. So with that stacked coupon we got over on VitaCost, this would be a really good item for us to buy to resell onto Amazon. The only thing is that since the buy box was down to $34 for a little bit of time, I would be cautious and only buy around 20-25 units at a time to see how that goes. This is not an item I would want to buy hundreds and hundreds of, but other than that, this item looks really good for us to buy to resell onto Amazon and make some good money. So over on this website, we can buy this makeup for $22, and over on Amazon, the same makeup shows that it is selling for $43.99, which is going to leave us an $11.23 profit with each one we sell, while also being ranked in the top 1%. So we're going to scroll down to check Keepa, and right away, we can tell that this Keepa graph looks a little bit off and that it's also a variation listing. So what we're going to do is click into variations up here, and when the variations load, we're going to click back over here and we see this is the cherry blossom cake. So over on cake, which looks like it's going to be down here somewhere, right here, cherry blossom cake. But when we scroll over here, we see that this has 0 reviews and also has 0 review history. And when we keep scrolling over, we see that this item has only been tracked on Keepa for 62 days, while the other ones have all been over 300 days. And we can also tell when we scroll back over here that 20% of the reviews and ratings are coming from this item, and 70% of the reviews and ratings are coming from this item. And again, this item over here has 0 reviews and ratings. So for that reason, this is an item you would want to avoid selling on Amazon because the Keepa graph is just telling us that this item does not sell. So if you are only relying on SellerAmp and you're not actually checking Keepa, this item would look really good if you're scanning it in a store or something like that. But that is why it is so important to check variations and make sure you are actually looking into Keepa and the data Keepa provides, because again, this is an item you would not want to buy to resell onto Amazon because the Keepa stats just show us that this item is not moving. Looking at one more example here, you can buy this charcoal mask for $8.50, but over on Amazon, we see that a 3-pack of the same item shows that it is selling for $48. So when we input our buy cost of $25.50, which is $8.50 times 3, you see that it shows us we're going to profit $10.45 with each one we sell. But when we scroll down to Keepa here, you're going to see that this is another variation listing. So when we click into the variation here, you see that there is a 1-pack, a 2-pack, and a 3-pack of all the same item. But when we scroll down here and look closer at this, you see that majority of the reviews are for the 1 count. The 3 count only has 3% of the reviews, and the 2 count only has 9% of the reviews. So with that data, I would interpret that this item does not sell very often unless you are selling the 1-pack, which is selling for $15, which means it's not even going to make us money if we sell the 1-pack listings. So again, if you are in the store scanning this product on SellerAmp, it would actually look good, but you need to be checking the variations and keep Keepa to make sure that the item is actually selling by scrolling down here to Keepa, clicking into variations, and then actually scrolling over here and seeing what ratings and what reviews the listing is actually getting, because this item looks good on the surface, but when we dive in here, this is an item we would not want to buy to resell onto Amazon. I hope this video gave you a better insight of what to look for as an Amazon arbitrage seller, and if you haven't done so already, make sure you join the free Amazon community, link both in the description below along with on my page. And in addition to that, make sure you subscribe, like this video, turn on the bell notifications so you never miss another one of my videos, and I'll see you guys next time.